as a dark, colossal cloud looms overhead, you hear something that sends a shiver up your spine. Hail. And it's nothing like the tiny white lumps of ice you've seen before. That's class. Your car is being chewed to pieces by giant hailstones. All right, come in. Shut your eyes. Keep your eyes shut. Shield your eyes! What do you do to survive this icy reign of terror? Do you, A, drive directly away from the storm? B, get out of your car and seek the nearest durable shelter immediately? Or C, pull over with your car pointing toward the storm? As with any time you face off against freak weather, the facts will surprise you.
Hail is frozen water, typically around an embryo or nucleus. It could be anything from a small drop that's gotten frozen, to ice crystal, to a bug, and it forms in the updraft.
So you have updrafts and downdrafts within a thunderstorm. So that water droplet, as it's lifted up into the very cold parts of the thundercloud, now freezes, and then it gets pulled up in the updraft again, and it freezes. So this process continues on, and depending on how strong the thunderstorm is, this may go on for some time, and each time it's growing and growing. If you slice it down the middle, you'll see it kind of looks like an onion. It looks like layers.
But when it gets too heavy, then it falls out.
Typically, you do get the strongest thunderstorms in the afternoon, where you have that heating that builds up during the day, and you get these very violent updrafts.
Often underestimated, hail can be a costly force of nature.
Look at their window. The windows are busted out.
In 2012, a series of hailstorms around St. Louis racked up an estimated $1.6 billion in damages.
Shan's apartment complex is destroyed.
It could range from just pea marble size hail all the way up to softball size hail, which is 4.5 inches in diameter.
When you think about how fast that hailstone is falling, at that kind of weight and that kind of momentum as it comes down, they've estimated that a hail the size of a baseball, when it hits the ground, it's going 90 miles an hour. And that's about as fast as a major league pitcher will pitch a baseball. So that kind of chunk of ice moving at that kind of speed, falling at that kind of speed, can inflict quite a bit of damage. It can obviously do a lot of damage to cars. It can do damage to roofs. It can strip trees of any leaves.
You can break your windshield. You can go through skylights and have damages on the interior from rainwater getting in. It's a real hazard out there.
The largest recorded hailstone fell in 2010 near Vivian, South Dakota. It was a staggering 8 inches in diameter, easily large enough to cause serious injury or even death.
If they can dent your car and you go at them, they can dent you. And in the extreme, I mean, they can kill cattle that are left out in open pastures in a hailstorm. They can be quite destructive.
Most of the injuries I've seen from hail are welts that are put on you because, it's hard. It's like a baseball. A 1-inch hailstone falls at about 70 miles an hour. 2-inch stone can fall even faster than that. 3-inch stone can fall at 90 miles an hour. So if you have hail that's falling at 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, it can do a lot of damage to you. Really hurt.
Under some conditions, a large hail, when dropped on someone's head, can cause devastating head injury, and there are a number of people who die of hail-related head trauma each year in the United States.
Clearly, the safest place is in a shelter, and it's safer in your car, under an underpass to prevent the damage. But that is by far the best place to be during a hailstorm, is inside and protected.
Which leads us back to you. Enormous hailstones pound your vehicle and threaten to shatter your windshield.
Put your bike helmet on! I need that bike helmet back here. I don't have any protection.
What would you do to survive this bizarre storm? Incredibly, your best bet is C. Pull your car over and angle it toward the storm.
If you're caught in a hailstorm, go over to the side of the road, wait for that hailstorm to pass. Best to get off a main highway if you can. If you're driving into hail, the forward velocity of your vehicle is going to be added to the velocity of that hailstone coming on in, and you'll end up causing your windshield to break. You don't want that to happen.
You may want to to think about just pulling over, and they're fast-moving episodes. And so if you pull off to the side of the road, make sure you're clear of that white line, make sure you're out of lanes, and turn your flashers on and wait till the storm passes.
If the front windshield can take most of the impact of the hailstones, you're going to be better off than the side windows. The front windshield is typically more reinforced, and it's going to be able to take the brunt of those hailstones much more effectively than the side windows. It's also a good idea to move all the occupants of the vehicle towards the center. You move yourself away from the windows and away from breaking glass if that's what happens.
But why not just drive away?
It's really tough to drive away from hail because you really don't know where that hailstorm is going. It's best just to stop.
Anytime there's anything out there in your field of vision, be it rain, fog, or in this case hail, it's going to impact how far you can see, especially if it's a heavy storm. We want to pick our foot up off the accelerator, slow down, and consider pulling over and letting the storm pass.
As for getting out of your car to seek shelter,
You don't want to run outside and develop false-sized hail. That's going to injure a person very quickly. So again, your car is going to give you a great deal of protection. Probably best to stay there.
And the bigger the hail is, the more it's going to weigh, the more impact it's going to have if it hits you, and it can kill you.
It's going to cause damage. It's going to possibly concussion, depending on the size of the hailstorm. It's definitely going to cause some injury. It's just much safer to stay in your vehicle and just wait it out.
hailstorms last an average of just 6 minutes. But if you're caught out on the open road, take note. Pull over immediately. Park underneath cover like an overpass or garage. If that's not an option, angle your car toward the storm. Follow these tips and you should live to see clear skies again.